Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Harm's Way Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Craig. Across from me, also as always, is my brother, Eric. Eric, what the fuck is going on with you today?
I'm doing great. Feel good. Going straight to the top.
Tippity top?
Thinking about going back to school.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
For
seminary school.
Seaman school. Okay.
That's not what that is.
I know, I'm just going to nod and pretend I know.
No,
that's like that's church school, right?
Yeah.
Church school, religious school?
Yeah.
And then semen is what comes out of a penis, yes. See, I know my shit.
That was a joke. I'm not going to seminary school. I'm not being a priest.
At what point did you think anybody would fucking believe that?
Maybe somebody would. Maybe somebody would be like, oh my God.
That's the joke.
Oh my God, he's changed.
The fact that you had to clarify at the end. Oh, he's changed. He found God. God found him. That's funny.
Yeah. No, I'm doing good.
Good. Cool. Nothing really new. It's difficult when we do a back-to-back show.
It really is.
I feel like
I told you, it's like a fucking homework assignment. What are we talking about tonight?
Speaking of that, we are going to briefly, I don't know, briefly, or it might stay like that. We are going to change up our schedule for the next. I figured I would just let people know.
Are we doing it?
Yeah, we might as well. We're going to drop off the Tuesday show, unless we have a guest that can. Then we'll do like an impromptu, maybe a pop-up show or something like that. But we're going to try and stick to Friday nights and Sunday nights. It helps out with our schedule a little bit. Helps out with Rachel being in school. Once she's out of school, we're going to try and integrate that third episode back into the week, I think.
I'm good with that.
Okay? We'll play it as... Because if it doesn't feel right...
Like I said, we were just talking about... we always sit down and we're like, what are we talking about? It's like, oh, well, I had something, didn't write it down. Or...
Not just that, I feel like we've been turning and burning for a couple months now. Yeah. When it comes to these.
We've been
50, and then today's 51. That's pretty fucking
We've been hitting 3 episodes a week for...
Yeah.
Going on 4 months now.
So
I'd say we've been doing pretty good.
But I think that helps schedule people out too. Now we can schedule people out a little further.
Yeah. It reminds me when you see your comedians talking about writing material and they're constantly writing and shit like that. It's like,
burns them out.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I don't want to beat the shit out of the same topics too. I want some fresh
bullshit,
stuff.
You know?
So if I can take Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, and I can actually maybe take 20 minutes a night, 30 minutes a night, and write some topics, think some things through. Not only is that going to help us be a little bit more organized, but it's allowed us to get better content to you people.
You people.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You listeners, all 7 or 8. I don't know. We might be up to 10 now.
I really don't know. It's just
either way,
out there in the ether.
If it's 10, it's the 10 we appreciate. Yeah. But we don't want to get stuck in the monotony of, our listeners hearing,
Oh, great! That was a busted episode.
Yeah, that too. Even though I don't think there's really been a busted episode yet, but I'm a little impartial. But that's what we're gonna do. Like I said, if nobody likes it or we feel that 2 isn't enough, we'll go back to 3. But I'd like to wait until she's done with school.
We'll get you set up.
It helps our schedule.
We'll get you set up for your Monday morning.
Plus
your Monday morning commute, then your Friday, your Saturday morning, whatever it is. Your kids do on Saturday.
Plus, I'm gonna. I don't like iTunes for podcasts. I don't know what it is, but I feel like the podcasts that it gives me are dog shit. So I think I'm gonna do away with iTunes.
Do you feel like they're really pretentious?
They are. It is very much so. Yeah. Very arrogant.
Like they're curating what they want you to see.
Like I'm gonna suggest this to you. Well, this is like it's a type of music. It's like reggae. Like I don't fucking listen to reggae. Why is it in my suggestions?
What's wrong with reggae?
Nothing.
I don't even know what reggae is.
It's like Jamaican, like ding ding. Hey man, yo, peeing in my soup. Like shit like that. No, yeah. That's just an example. I'm not saying. Anyway, I think I'm gonna download.
I'm sorry,
Amazon
Greg. I didn't mean to paint you in a corner there.
No. I'm always in a corner. Yeah. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
It's because you get wedged in there and you can't get out.
It's my body type. Yeah,
that's your body type.
It's so fluffy.
Very dangerous body type.
I'm like a wedge, so it's only natural that I get wedged into a corner. I never thought about that.
Or diner booth.
Although I'm less like a wedge nowadays, I'm more potato-esque. And I don't... You ever see people and you're like, oh, they're shaped like a potato?
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like my eating habits are forcing me to be that guy. But soon enough, that's all going to change.
I just pictured, how like they would have like a silhouette of like a kangaroo, and it would be like K for kangaroo. I just pictured like your profile with your big belly. It says B for belly.
I for any, and it's just my penis.
You just trace the spine and the belly. It makes a big B. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry.
P for pizza, and it's literally just a piece of meat, like because the wedge of how it used to be. Not really. No. I think it'd be P for potato, and it'd just be the silhouette of my body.
I'm like a Y, just 2 arms and a dick.
What the fuck? I think I saw that on a B sci-fi movie one time. But no, I think that's a reasonable way for us to go for a little bit. Like I said, we can always switch back. It really doesn't fucking matter. I was gonna say I'm gonna switch to Amazon Music because of their podcast content. They have a lot of great podcasts that I can listen to, and I feel like I'm just like searching my ass off in iTunes trying to find them. It's not worth it. I'm not. I'm like a self-loathing iPhone user. Like I fucking hate the iPhone. I hate Apple products. I hate them. Absolutely hate them. But I won't switch because now if you handed me an Android phone, I'd be like, a monkey fucking a football. Like I wouldn't know what to do. It's just I'm too engrossed in Apple.
I hate it when people shame. I get shamed for having an Android phone, and they've got an iPhone, and they can like IM or they can like text message over the Wi-Fi and shit, and I can't. Whatever that is, that.
Oh, I have no clue. I just know it's
Apple Messages or whatever.
Oh yeah, like AirDrop and shit like that.
AirDrop.
Yeah, I think
This isn't Vietnam.
Operation Dumbo Drop. I think AirDrop is when you can drop like.
This isn't Nam, Smokey. There are rules.
But
over the line.
Oh, and like FaceTime and stuff like that is.
Yeah.
iPhone to iPhone.
I just hate it when a bunch of pretentious fucks just shame me for not having an iPhone.
Is what it is. They're gonna do that because they suck. I'm not gonna. I'm an iPhone user, and I'm not gonna ever say, "Oh, you fucking hillbilly piece of shit, get a fucking iPhone, you fucking redneck asshole." Like that. That's just makes me.
You did that a little too good.
I know it's the mind, but it's just I can't stand when like what the fuck's the difference? Like I hate Steve Jobs. All right,
I do. There's a difference.
He's fucking dead. Cool, whatever. But I think he's a piece of shit. But I don't know where I was going with this. I mean, maybe that was just anger speaking. Oh, his product of the iPhone. Like I'm not gonna like stick to the iPhone and be like, oh, Jobs, in Jobs we trust. Like fuck that. It's just I'm used to it, and now like it's like the grumpy old guy's gonna come out at me. Like I'm used to it. This is mine. I'm not switching. And I probably don't have to because it's like one of the most popular brands of phone electronics in the world. Which is just stupid because some fat idiot somewhere is just listening to me talk. Thanks, Jobs. Without dabbling into some more conspiracy theories. But,
so you had a story that you've been wanting to tell for a while now. You've brought it up like...
Which one?
Something about a dog.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You brought it up like...
So...
A long time ago.
I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the show. And if I have, again, I'm going to apologize. And if I have, I really hope that this story lines up. I feel like I just told this to somebody, and I don't think it was on the show. So, we talked about the other night, my working for the garage door company I worked for, and going around doing calls. And have you ever been bit by a dog? Like in your memory, can you ever remember being
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad.
Okay, yeah. So most people have like a dog bite story, but they're either very minor or...
That's the thing. I've never been just like...
I have friends that
I've never had a dog just tee off on me before.
Yeah, I have friends that have been mauled. Like they still have scars, and both on the inside and the outside. So I don't want to tell this story in light of their issues. So this is just me. I am fortunate enough that all of the interactions I've had with so many different breeds of dogs, so many different types of dogs, big dogs, I've never had a bad bite.
You're talking about like when you were going on calls and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll get to that
dogs
in a second.
This could have been a factor.
Oh, when you work on garage, it's just like a mailman almost. You're maybe not just like a mailman, because a mailman's come there more frequently.
Yeah.
But you're showing up blindly to someone's address.
Yeah.
And you're accessing parts of their house. And sometimes, like, if people don't have another door into their garage, like a back door, side door, anything like that, you have to go through their house. And I hate that. That was the worst fucking part, was going through someone's house. Not because of, like, someone's house being potentially dirty or nasty, but the opposite. Someone's super clean house, and I gotta trudge all my nasty bucket of fucking tools and shit
that
through.
Would just be really awkward.
Yeah, and it is.
Going
like,
into people's homes that you don't know.
I've had people, like, answer the door in robes and shit.
Because it's like, are you really...
You know this
Are you really invited in at that point?
Well, yeah, and
they don't want you there.
And that's the thing.
But they need you there.
Exactly.
Because their door's
I don't have... Like, I don't just go in once with all my shit. Like, I have to... You know, if I'm fixing it, I have to make several trips. So I have to walk in and out. And I just got too used to walking in people's house. And it was fucking annoying. So what I would do is I would get in there. And if it was too heavy of a door for me to lift myself, I had the homeowner or somebody that was around lift up the door, lock it in, and then I made my trips to make sure everything that was in there to fix was in there before I brought the door back down. Then I would fix it to the point where it was operational. Then, just so I didn't have to walk through their house anymore. That was one of the many things. The other thing is dealing with people's pets. Dogs, mainly. I never had a bad experience with a cat. But dogs, you had to watch out for, because dogs are protective of your home. Now, I'm fortunate enough that dogs, for the most part, see me, and I know how to be friendly towards them, and I know the behaviors that they, give off, or the warning signs that they give off that they're aggressive, right? Or that I need to steer clear. And I never really got any of those. I had Great Danes, Pit Bulls, fucking Presa Canarios, Dogos, all these, giant, scary fucking species.
Presa Canario? What the fuck?
Presa Canario. It's a Canary Islands Mastiff. It's a version of a
Jesus.
Mastiff. It's one of my favorite
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, it's like, we've heard of Dogo Argentino. It's a Mastiff from Argentina. But it's, yeah.
Dogo Argentino sounds like a band.
No, I'll show you pictures of them. They're bright white and they're fucking massive. They're the dogs they use to kill. You know how they use dogs to chase hogs down south? Well, they always have like two or three Dogo Argentinos with them, and they put the collars around them so the boars can't kill them with their necks. And once you do that with that type of dog, they're like Kangals. They're indestructible. So the other dogs chase them into like a swamp or something, and then they release the Dogos, and the Dogos just fucking, they don't hesitate. They go right in there. The other dogs are hesitating and shit. The Dogos go right for the throat of the big ass 400-pound hog, easily weighs triple what they do, and just starts ripping them apart. They're crazy great family dogs too, but you have to be an alpha around them. It's just like a Presa Canario. You can't, if you show weakness around that dog as like the leader of your household, it's over. You have to put the dog down or get rid of it, because that dog will look at you as a weak fuck, and it will try and take you over. It'll piss in your shit right in front of you. They're crazy. Cool dogs though. So
it's a lot like living with Amber Heard.
Probably. Yeah. A lot less shit, but yeah. So you never know what you're gonna get. And I love dogs. You and I, we've grown up around plenty different dogs. Whether it was, us having a dog, grandma and grandpa having dogs, friends, family, anybody having dogs. We grew up with getting used to being around a multitude of different breeds, temperaments, and all that stuff. The one I love big dogs. I absolutely fucking hate little dogs. As mean as you think and how vicious a large dog can be, fucking little dogs are the frequency of having cases where you have a little vicious, little ankle-biting fuck. It's way more frequent than having a big dog that's just like Cujo-esque. Like, little dogs suck. And so I went through my entire life up to this point. This was, 3-4 years ago. Never having a bad bite, right? Not really, never having a dog latch onto me and draw blood. It's a pretty cool statistic for me. Well, this one day, I show up and I fix this older couple's garage, and I think this is up in like Northfield Park kinda area, and it's like a condo community. All the doors are the same. I kind of knew, I've had other calls in this place, so I know what I'm dealing with. And I get there, and they're like, it is snow. It was like 2 feet of snow outside, and the fix was super simple. It was like sensors. I rewired the sensors, and I was setting up, and the old guy comes out, and he lets these 2 little Pomeranians out. I think they were Pomeranians. They were only about yay high, fluffy balls of fuck. I
can't remember what a Pomeranian looks like. Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah,
I know.
I think it was like a Pomeranian Shih Tzu kind of. They didn't have a smashed face. They had a normal snout.
Well, they're like a little bit bigger than a Chihuahua, but they got the big mane and all that.
They were, and they had like fucking booties on, and like they had like stupid little sweaters and shit. So you tell it was an older retired couple that just took care of their 2 bullshit little dogs. And these 2 dogs come out, and he's like, "Oh, damn it!" And the door was open, and I was like, "Do you need me to, what's going on?" He's like, "No." He's like, "I'll just let them go back inside." And the one dog comes up to me and was very friendly, giving off tons of friendly vibes. So I was like, and the other dog wouldn't come near me, and I'm like, okay. I didn't pet either one of them. The one that was friendly came up and like rubbed against me and was like interested in what I was doing, and was very cool. The one that didn't want anything to do with me, I didn't fucking make eye contact. He stayed on the other side of the garage. That's fine. Fuck that dog. So
it's the guy, Mike Tyson video. Stay over there.
Yeah, the guys. I wired up the shit real quick. Got the doors functioning, right? And it's cold outside. He comes back outside. The dogs come back outside. Same thing. Dog that's interested in me, but acting very friendly, very cool, comes up to me. The other dog stays on that side of the garage. Fuck you, dude. Don't even look at me. That's what he was giving off. So I'm like, okay. So,
you think that's from having multiple dogs?
What, having the split temperaments? Maybe. Well, listen,
because I got a story.
Listen. So, I'm explaining this to the guy. I'm taking payment, and the dog's right next to my ankle. And I'm like, I don't want to step on your... He's like, oh, no. He's really friendly. He's not going to hurt you. I'm like, oh, it's a little dog. Like, I'm not in fear for my life or anything, right? So, I like bend down to look at the sensor and show the guy, and I'm holding my tablet in my left hand, and the dog comes up to me. So I did the thing that they taught us when we're kids. Don't reach out and try and pet the dog right there. All I did was gently like put my hand out for the dog to smell my hand. Your hand. Yeah, and keep in mind, this is the same dog that was completely friendly with me the whole fucking time. I stuck my hand out a little bit. It sniffed it, and then I didn't get a good vibe, so I went to pull away. The motherfucker latched onto my hand and sunk one of its canines in between my middle finger and my ring finger.
Aren't all of its teeth canines?
Listen, I freaked out, and I made a fist, and I fucking jerked. And when I jerked, I sent this little fucking dog into the wheel of his car that's in the garage, and this dog bounced off the wheel and then just landed on the other side of the garage in a bunch of boxes and shit. And the guy is looking up from my tablet, and I went, ah, fuck! And I like screamed. And when I did that, the dog bounced off the wheel and went into the boxes. And he went, oh, what happened? I was like, ah, fuck. I was like, your dog just fucking bit me, man. And he goes, oh my God. He's like, I didn't. And then he looks to see which dog it is. And he says, oh shit, man, I'm so sorry. I thought that was the other one. And I'm like, you're telling me that the one that's been fuck-eyeing me the whole time is the one that wouldn't bite me? And then I look, and this dog is, after it bounced off the boxes, because I probably fucked this dog up. But I didn't mean to. It was just a knee-jerk reaction, right? But anyway, fuck you, dude. I hope I didn't fuck you up. It starts walking towards the door, and then it gets up on the stoop, and it's standing there. And it's just kind of doing that 1,000-yard stare. And I'm like...
Is it breathing heavy?
I'm like, fuck you, dude. I was like, I hope you fucking die. So I'm holding the tablet showing the guy, and I'm trying to look at my hand. But I'm only looking at the front part of my hand, right? Where I think I got bit. And I'm like, I don't see anything. He goes, did he draw blood? I was like, I don't think. And then I went right back to telling this guy. So then I walk over to show him the other sensor, and I just feel like warm liquid coming, something warm running down my hand. I look, my entire hand is covered in blood. The vagina that this dog made in between my fingers with its canine is just, I mean, for lack of a better term, squirting.
Just split the
until
webbing.
I put my hands, if I put my fingers together, it stops. But then if I go like this, it spurts out. So I literally go out into this dude's like right outside because there's a mound of snow there. And I just go like this, like flick my hand once, and it just paints the snow mound with red. So I go, oh my God. And I stick my hand in, and the guy comes out. This guy's in like a robe and like slippers and shit, right? Mm-hmm. And he comes out and he goes, oh, are you okay? Did he get you that bad? And then I was like, no, not bad. And then he looks and he sees the blood splatter from when I flicked my hand, and he goes, oh my God, let me get you a towel. He goes inside and he starts screaming at this dog. And he kicks them both to when they go in the door, because they were both on the stoop. And he goes, get in there, you stupid bastards. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, no wonder these things are fucking psycho. This guy treats them like that. So I'm sitting there just bleeding I'm making a fist in the snow mound. And I'm pulling it out and I'm looking at it and it's still fucking gushing. So this guy comes out with like a bunch of paper towels. And I'm wrapping it up and I'm doing this on the tablet. I'm trying to cash him out. He goes, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's fine. I was like, it's fine. Let's finish up. I was like, your garage door's working. I was sending it up and down to show him, showed him the sensors. I think I charged him like a service call. I didn't even charge him for like any of the shit I used. And I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here and go home. Like I was like, the pain was going down to my elbow, so I didn't know what this dog did to me. I said, hey, bud.
Rabbis.
I said, hey, sir. I'm sorry, but I gotta ask you this. I'm like, your dogs are up to date with their shots and shit, right? I'm not gonna get anything from this bite. And he goes, no, yeah, they're 100%. He goes, can I, see where they got you? And I was like, yeah. It's probably clotted up by now, right? Lift my hand, fucking blood pouring out of it. He goes, oh my God. I was like, it's fine, it's cool. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm trying to not drip it down my coat or my hoodie, but I'm trying to I'm just dripping blood on his driveway at this point. And I'm like, I wrapped the towels around again. He goes, do you need more paper towels? I was like, no, I got some shop towels in the van. I was like, we're good. Anything else, just holler. Okay? He's like, all right. He's like, I'm sorry again. He followed me down the driveway apologizing. Because I parked at the end of his driveway. And I got in. I was like, yeah, have a good one. And I'm like, oh fuck. So I sent my boss.
Stop sign.
I fucking sent my boss a text. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I was like, but I gotta go somewhere and get this bleeding stopped. And I sent him the video of my hand gushing. I was like, this dude's dog just fucking took a chunk out of me. I was like, it forced one of its long canines in between my fingers. It was and I found out later that it went pretty fucking deep too. Deep enough to
you have to go get stitches?
No, I didn't. But I probably should have. So I sent him he's like, dude, he goes, let me guess, was it a little fucking dog? I was like, yeah. He goes, if it was a big dog, you'd lost a finger. He's like, but that's not gonna happen with a big dog. He's like, do me a favor, Craig. I was like, what? He goes, don't touch people's fucking dogs. I'm like, oh no, and I didn't after that, I never pet somebody's dogs. Even if their dogs would come up to me, jumping all over the place, I put my hands up like this, and I fucking walked to their garage. So he showed me his scars, because he had done my job for 12 years prior to having his position. And dude, same thing. He's like, I literally petted hundreds of big dogs. Never once ever had an issue. He's like, I pet 3 little dogs while doing this job. He's like, and the third one fucking bit me. Took a chunk out of his hand. He's like, I don't touch people's dogs anymore. He's like, I own my dogs and I trust my dogs. He's like, but I don't trust people's dogs. And I went home, had Rachel had to like fucking clean it out for me. It was so deep that you could almost stick like half a Q-tip in there. And I had to clean it out, and then I kind of just like taped it and wrapped my hand for like a week and a half. It eventually just closed, the hole closed up, and it stopped bleeding. But dude, the pain, like it was basically a puncture wound between joints. So and then the dog's fang probably hit my bone too, like one of my knuckles. So you have so many metacarpal bones right there that make up your fist. And I was doing that the whole time, but I didn't know this, but when I clenched my fist and freaked out, I probably locked that dog's tooth in between the bones, and which made it, because I didn't bleed anywhere else. And I had like scratches where, the other one almost got me, but it was such a weird angle that it went in and I flicked it. It was just a horrible experience, 0 out of 10, would not recommend. What's your story?
Well, going back to the whole thing about you got two dogs that are the same breed or whatever, and them being polar opposites.
Same age. They might have been same litter.
Yeah, I don't know. Old friend of mine had two German Shepherds that were identical.
Oh.
And the one was just
I know exactly what you're talking
whatnot. About. The first time I met him, I did the whole.
Were they white?
No,
I thought they were white.
The dogs?
Yeah.
No, they're black. German Shepherds.
Okay, never mind.
When do you have a German Shepherd that's white?
You have white Shepherds.
Okay, well, when I think German Shepherd, I think of the black and brown dog.
Okay.
Anywho, I've never heard of a white German Shepherd. Yeah, so I did the whole thing where I back my hand up there, and there was a gate between me and them, like a baby gate, and the one was all real sweet and started licking me and whatnot. Go to the next one. It was sniff, sniff, and then just raked my hand with its front teeth. And the thing is, you grow up with dogs, playing with dogs, and they play bite you and shit like that and whatnot. And it's like sometimes even when they play bite you, it's like you can kind of feel like how that would hurt. But it was so quick, and it was just like the very front
teeth hurt.
Those fine front teeth they got, just raked it, and I'm just bleeding like hell. I was like, oh shit. It's like, yeah, so to get full on latched on and fucking just them shaking around, just mauling your ass, I can't imagine. Yeah, just that little bit. I still got the scar. But just that little bit. So I'm over on the couch with a fucking towel like this, and friend's mom is like, please don't sue us.
Yeah.
But it was funny because identical looking dogs, same breed, you couldn't tell them apart sometimes. The one had an ear that drooped down. That's how you could tell them apart.
I think I know who you're talking about. I don't know why I thought they had white dogs, but yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, why is the one so sweet and cute and the other one is just a raging fucking bitch?
It was boy and girl, wasn't it?
No, I think they were both girls.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
No, they were both girls. But
no,
yeah,
I know.
It just freaked
weird,
me out how
it
was just sniff sniff and then a quick, and it just raked my fucking.
It could be. That's how they play too, and you were just in the wrong place, wrong time, and that's what they did to you. Because I've had really nice dogs, bite people playing or fuck people up by a complete accident. What scared me about my situation was the dog that came to me and was interested was the one that bit me. It wasn't the one that you would have never guessed in that situation. That the one that stayed on the other side of the garage and wouldn't come near me was the one that wouldn't bite me. Because this dog basically
maybe it's a dominance thing.
I think it saw me reaching down and it freaked out. That's why it bit me. But
you have one dog that's being dominant, the other one's just being naturally submissive. So it's not going to bite you.
I don't know.
They're just gonna
it was entrapment is what it was, because this dog...
It was entrapment.
It was fucking entrapment. Because this dog, if it was outside and I was just walking down the street, it would have come up to me and wanted petted.
Were you missing your wallet right after?
No, but the dog entered me and I felt violated.
Oh.
But, just not a good feeling, and then, the whole time I'm like, man, I really fucked that up. I really hope he doesn't call in, and I guess the guy and I were probably thinking the same thing. Like, I hope the cops don't show up and he makes me, put the dog down. Because I could have easily walked out of there and been like, hello, police, But I'm not going to do that. But then I was hoping he wouldn't have called. Because I, probably could have got away with suing him. But...
You ping-ponged his dog off the fucking
He
car.
didn't see that part. Oh. Me and the dog saw that. That's why the dog ran away. But, that's a situation that people get sued in all the time.
Mm.
So he was probably in fear that I was going to do that. Mm. I was in fear that he was going to, call in to our call center and be like, hey, yeah, your technician was just here, and I just want to let you guys know that my dog bit him really bad. Because when I drove away, you could actually see where I was bleeding on the snowbank off to the side of his garage or his driveway, and I was trying to cover up the blood drips that were on his driveway. This was blacktop driveway.
Makes you wonder how many mailmen get bit.
Yeah, I mean,
'cause I've seen a lot of
mailman, UPS, FedEx drivers, or delivery people. Amazon's got to be a big one.
'Cause I remember seeing some articles last summer talking about mail not delivering in certain areas or whatever because of dogs and other hazards and shit like that. So maybe it's not as many as it used to be, but I'm just wondering. There's a lot of mailmen out there.
I'm sure mailmen could, for old school mailmen, people that did that shit for a long time, they could probably tell you some shit. Well, yeah, especially ones that walk around Canton, they still do that. And the stipulation is they say, oh, it's got to be a good neighborhood. No, I've seen them walk around neighborhoods they had no business walking around in. So, and I'm thinking you're walking around in the middle of this neighborhood. Where'd you put that fucking truck?
Yeah.
Where'd you park your truck at?
Yeah, but fucking with a mailman is
it's a federal offense, yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 degrees higher than...
I mean, it don't matter when it's overspray. When you get fucking shot by accident, it's still... Don't put yourself in those positions.
Gotta deliver that mail.
There ain't no letter that's worth my life, I'm sorry. And I couldn't... But the thing is, mailmen get paid really well. That's a good federal job where wage increases and everything is very... strict.
It makes me think about the Pony Express and riding shotgun and shit like that, and it's man, today they got it easy.
Yeah.
Back then they had to deal with
bears and bandits and
anarchy and lawlessness and shit.
Dealing with pit bulls now.
Ugh.
Pit bulls insured.
I want to get a nice side-by-side double-barrel shotgun.
Yeah. Why?
I was looking at a Stoger coach gun at one point.
Nah,
I just think it'd be fun to have.
Mossberg makes a... what is it? It might be a Maverick version. Remember I told you my friend Mr. Z bought the over and under version, turned it into a slug gun for deer hunting. Mm. They have a side-by-side version with a rail up front for a fucking flashlight and shit. Mm. It's not... I'll look it up after the show, but...
I tell you about...
It's not that expensive either. I
think it was Charles Daly makes a tri-barrel.
Yeah.
12 gauge. It's something Hellboy would use. Yeah.
3-shot. That would be... I shot a double barrel with slugs and knocked me down.
I just think it'd be fun to have. I was looking at the axe was back in stock.
The axe. Oh,
the Henry axe.
Oh.
It's the 410 shotgun. It's basically just like a pistol grip lever action shotgun. I always wanted one of them too. Yeah, SHOT Show just happened.
Yeah.
I think it's over now.
Someday I'd like to make it out there.
That would be a lot of fun. They do range days and shit. You go try out guns. And I was watching TFB TV's coverage of that. They were going around to the different booths, Palmetto State had a booth there. They had a bunch of new stuff. Zastava, who does AK imports and shit, they had a booth there. Yeah, they were talking about a lot of really cool. They had this really cool. It was basically an AR-10, and they used the same recoil system as the Barrett.
Damn.
So it's got the barrel that...
This is Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Be cool.
Yeah, they're not going to do it in Minnesota in fucking January.
That's valid.
But yeah, he had this. They were claiming it was 308 AR with no recoil. And James Reeves got up there and shot it. And he's like, they weren't shitting.
No, it can't. I mean,
the way they have the whole recoil system is.
The Barrett is a
really
fully
sweet.
integrated slide back recoil system, meaning not just your barrel, but the entire barrel receiver flows back into itself, which is gonna disperse a lot of pressure.
A lot of recoil.
And then a front, up top having a spade head compensator up there too, dispersing it off to the side. That's gonna help too. Pretty much every Barrett I've ever seen has had some type of compensator up there that's very beefy.
So a lot of cool stuff. There was another one I was going to talk about. Oh, I can't remember what it is. Oh, it was the. I'm a big fan of the Brera 1301.
Yeah.
They have the A300 Ultima, and it's basically. I don't want to call it a budget version of the 1301, but it's pretty much the same platform. They're using a different bolt system. And that was the one that they said that one was going to be under $1,000. I checked their website though, but the MSRP was $1,100. I'm like, somebody's lying here. But the 1301 I checked like at the beginning of 2022, and it was like a $1,400 gun. I don't know what it's up to now. It's probably a lot more. But
Probably
I was a big fan of that.
Benelli.
I was a big fan of that. Now that they're coming out with basically a cheaper version, I was like, sweet. The only trade-off the only real trade-off they were talking about was you can't. It won't cycle as fast as the 1301. But I think Hop was the one that was reviewing it, and he was up there just fucking racking rounds off. And it's like 7+1. Got the ghost ring. Pretty sweet shotgun. So I'm glad they're making that effort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to catch Benelli.
I think it would be a fun. That would definitely be a fun convention to go to.
It would, for sure. I would like to be somebody and go there. You know what I mean? Like, have like a giant following so that we could like actually interview people and be like, hey, yo, it's Craig and Eric.
Another gun tuber.
Yeah, I'd like to be. I just always wanted to be those people.
It's fun. I think if that was one
something
thing
to have like a budget to where we could spend money to make good content, but also purchase firearms. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
I look at that like that's my hobby. Like if there's one thing that's a hobby for me, it's guns.
Yeah.
I guess this is a hobby too, but if there's as for right
always
now,
like firearms.
For right now at least, like that's the one thing that's like this is a hobby. I don't make any money off it. It costs me a lot of money. Well, we don't make any money off of this either. But
it's a weird hobby to tell people about, especially nowadays. There's all the negative connotations that go along with liking firearms. So like if I meet somebody and they're like, "Oh, what do you do for fun?" and I'm like, "Oh, guns," and they're like, "Oh, okay, have a nice day." There's really, I get that vibe a lot from people because they don't know firearms like we do, or they don't understand them. They haven't been around them like we do. No,
I don't think that group of people is as large as you think. Because like,
I've run into it pretty. Not every
if
time.
I had to go
I agree with you.
Like if I had to go off my coworkers for the last 10 years, I'd say the majority of them they're okay with guns.
Pro gun, or at least like, don't care.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
care, but not gonna fight it.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily
guns,
ran into,
but I'm not going to be a chotch and put you down over it.
Yeah, I'm not, and I'm not saying that I'm running into those people. I'm running into the people that are afraid, people that their first go-to is fear, not anger. I've very seldomly run into somebody that wants to argue firearms or condemn me because of my love of firearms. It's more or less I'm scared. Hot topic. Oh, I'm scared. Like, they don't know enough. I have people that have never shot firearms before want to go to the range with me. They want me to take them to the range.
You bring up a good point. A lot of the people that are like skeptical or naysayers or whatnot. It's because they don't know. They don't know, and
Fear
they get
what they don't
they
know.
get their information from.
Wikipedia.
Well, no, they get. There's a lot of prominent people you see on TV spouting off about shit they don't know anything about.
Yeah.
So.
Or they live in Illinois.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk about that, but yeah.
But yeah, I think a big part of it's just they're not educated, they're not experienced, they didn't grow up around that. But why should you personally be afraid? Like, why should you be personally afraid to get a pistol for home defense and
Whoa.
take proper precautions, keep it away from kids and stuff like that? Like, it's the easiest thing to be a respected gun owner. I feel like certain people
Respectable?
don't recognize their own capability. You know?
But do you think that people... It's an accountability thing, too? Like, if some people... I'm trying to explain this without hurting my head. The accountability... When something happens, like a shooting or something like that, the accountability doesn't always get placed on the person doing the bad thing. A lot of the accountability gets shifted towards the gun. How did they get the gun? How did they get ammo for the gun? Who sold them ammo for the gun? It's the accountability doesn't always go on the person at first. I.e., the perfect example of this is us making laws attacking guns and not psychotic people that shouldn't have guns. We want to attack guns. We want to take guns away from law-abiding citizens. So the accountability is a shift thing, too. When you have somebody that doesn't know much about guns, and you tell them, hey, you can go to the store and purchase a firearm. You can you can do this the right way. And they're going to go, and they're automatically going to think, oh my God, this gun is dangerous. The gun's no more dangerous than you are with scissors. The gun is dangerous because of what you do with it. I think accountability gets chopped up.
I wasn't talking so much about accountability.
I know. I feel like reading too far.
I feel like people sell themselves short, like they get all afraid or whatnot, or they're against it. It's like
it's easy for them to. That's their default.
Listen, this isn't rocket science. Like you can sit down one night, you can do your research. Once again, YouTube's a hell of a tool. You can look at reviews, you can figure out, what do people recommend. A lot of people recommend, you're a first-time gun buyer, you want something for home defense. A lot of people will be like, get a Glock 19.
Well, I disagree with you on that.
Well, I'm saying that's what I see is a lot of people recommend that.
Yeah, people are going to recommend it, but you don't recommend a Glock. If someone's worried about like price point, your first recommendation shouldn't be a Glock. There are a lot better guns.
We'll get too far in the weeds.
Okay.
I'm saying that it doesn't take much for you to educate yourself, and don't sell yourself short. You're very capable of being a law-abiding gun owner and taking care of your own shit. And yeah, I feel like people just they
Side note.
They sell themselves short.
Funny point. The same person that's going to recommend to me to get a Glock 19 is the same person I'm never going to take gun advice from ever, because that's a Glock guy. You can own Glocks without being
it's a little high. Yeah, it's a little more expensive of a gun.
No, it's not just that. Glocks are very good guns,
but yeah, it's a very good gun.
But
it's a very common gun.
I'm not going to tell somebody.
There's shitloads of information out there about them.
Their first
reviews,
first gun
people's
to get
testimonies.
Get that.
Any. God, yeah, if you're interested in aftermarket parts.
2015? Yeah, I'd have told him to get that first. That's fine. That was when Glocks were $200 cheaper.
You do bring up another point. It's 2023, and there's a lot more manufacturers
doing a lot better shit.
Doing a lot better than they used to.
Yes.
Quality control definitely has tightened up.
I mean, we could probably right here, between us, name 5 manufacturers that in the last decade have 180 from what they were. And that's just, and it's proven, because people that are doing reviews, Glock people that are obvious Glock people are doing reviews on YouTube with these non-Glock firearms, and they're going, you know what? I'm a Glock guy. This is a really good fucking gun for half the price.
You also have to be careful too, because you don't know who's paid and who's not. Because there are some people,
Well, that's why I said
there are still some people on YouTube that don't disclose who their sponsors are and shit
That's
like
fair.
that.
I try to stick to the people that don't have a huge following. Therefore, I know their shit
I remember
isn't paid.
AVE. He would do the tool breakdowns and shit like that. He did a video one time talking about that, about you have to watch, and there's paid promotion disclaimers that you can tag on your video and shit and show up. He did a video one time because he was all pissed off because there was guys doing tool reviews and stuff like that that weren't disclosing that they were being paid by DeWalt or Milwaukee or whatever. And
It's kind of cheating.
yeah,
Seems like cheating.
but that's what I'm saying. You gotta ask yourself, okay, is this person being paid or not? Which is why you shouldn't just watch one fucking video. You should watch a wide range and you know.
Read some articles too, because there's some
yeah,
people that do articles online that aren't paid. They're not making shit. They're just literally like doing blogs or
TFB is a good start.
something like that, and they give you heads up, great first-hand information about firearms, caliber choices, accessories. That was off, right?
Yeah, I thought I heard a little bit of like an echo or something.
No, I kicked the thing and it did a ding while you were talking.
TFB is a good start.
TFB, yeah.
They write all kinds of articles, write-ups, new guns coming out, stuff like that. There's what was it, Field and Stream?
Firearm Magazine.
Firearm Magazine.
Guns and Ammo. Guns and Ammo is a
Yeah.
great resource. That's a giant, they're like Midway USA of just firearms.
Who is it? Ruger, actually, if you go to their website, they have videos on their website to show you how to break down and clean all their firearms and stuff. And how to do like inspections and maintenance and shit. And they actually lay all that out.
Tons of resources out there for...
There really is. That's why I people that just want to be naysayers about guns and stuff like that, it's like, it does not take much to educate yourself. And I feel like you're selling yourself short.
Yeah.
And you have the right to.
What it is I feel like the people
firearm.
that are like that with firearms are all about exclusion. And then you have firearms people that are all about inclusion.
I think some people get it in their mind that they're better than everybody.
You just fear what
they
you
look
don't
at
understand.
it as, oh, this comes with a certain demographic, or this comes with a certain
They think it comes with connotations.
ideology or whatever. Yeah.
Meaning once they have it, they're those people. And it stems from what you fear what you don't understand. And if you have close-mindedness that you don't want to understand anything, you're not going to understand. You're not going to take the steps to fucking figure it out, you know? Give your balls a tug. But it is what it is. I like educating people. I like, not necessarily, there are people out there that probably shouldn't own firearms. There's people, there's laws out there for those people that shouldn't own firearms. But
they
people
still get a hold of them.
Yeah, people can still get a hold of them. Anybody can. That's the fucking black cloud over America right now is, oh, you're so loose with your fucking firearms. Well, it's like, I don't want to get into it, but yeah. Not respect. What was I trying to say? Responsible gun ownership. It's like pet ownership. You take the right precautions, educate yourself, and do the right practices. You're safe, and the people around you are safe. My favorite statistic is you are with 90% or 80% more likely to be shot with a firearm when you have a firearm in your house. Do you know how fucking stupid that statistic is? I
never really thought about it.
If you think about it and you read into it, it's a present statistic. Meaning, if I have a fork in my house, I'm 80% more likely to be stabbed with that fork because it's there. It's a fucking dumb Anybody who thinks about it, yes, I have the gun. I'm more likely to be shot because I have the presence of said gun. Are you catching an echo or something?
Yeah, I'm hearing like scratching.
Are you?
Wait. Hello? Yeah, it's echoing.
Oh, fuck, how? But
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. That's turned all the way down. Hello.
Something's broken.
Well, this episode's shit. I don't know.
Hey. I wouldn't say it's shit.
What the fuck?
It was a good episode.
Up until this point, I don't know how to...
Unless...
Oh, no.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, it's still echoing.
Is that blue? I know I can hear it now. Is that blue light on?
Yeah.
Turn that... What was that, the bass? You turn that all the way down.
I think I turned it all the way down. I don't know which way's down.
But.
No,
That's
it's
worse.
still echoing. Well, what time are we at?
50.
Fuck.
We're going to have to check this audio.
Just talk quieter. I don't fucking know.
Suck. I don't know. I didn't notice it all show.
I kept hearing it like whispering.
Like all show?
No.
Okay.
It was only like a couple minutes ago.
I mean, maybe this stupid
Did you hit
ass...
something with your foot?
No. Maybe this stupid ass sound system finally took a shit.
Got a bad ground or something, or...
Now we're going to have to reconfigure our sound system.
Oh boy. We're gonna have to redo the whole basement.
No, we're just going to have to plug in USB. How many more USBs?
I wonder if maybe it's this.
Turn it up once and see. But oh fuck!
I think maybe because this is a potentiometer, so maybe it's bad. Maybe it's gone bad.
But yeah, it's poop. Fuck.
It's getting worse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting way worse. Oh boy.
Oh, we're having some technical difficulties.
We're at 51 if you just want to kill it. I mean,
yeah,
we'll pick up on my shitty statistic another time. I do want to check this audio to make sure it's... Balls. If it's all good.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I can still hear a little bit of whisper.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You can find us at Spotify, Amazon Music, Deezer, Ghana. Video will be uploaded to YouTube and Rumble. Everything's at Harm's Way Podcast. Craig will have some more clips coming with on TikTok and Instagram. Also at Harm's Way Podcast. Did you get those uploaded yet?
No, I'm going to do a couple today.
Okay. Cool. Well, good discussion.
Yeah, I thought it was, again,
fun.
very educational show. By educational, I mean, we don't know what we're talking about. Until the fucking speakers decide to take a shit. Other than that, you guys know. Probably won't hear from us again until Friday night. Give us a like. Give us a shout. Why do I keep saying that? Give us a share.
Subscribe, comment, something, please.
Give us some love.
Please.
You know we got love for you.
Reach from the darkness.
Reach around.
Touch me.
Wow, that was weird.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Either way, we'll see you guys next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.